Want to know why they so mad? These people that be gang stalking me. How I know one of them was gang stalking me, that was pretending he was a friend of mine and don't want no negative energy coming his way. I think he backed up off me though after something I had said, and he know that the negative energy for doing what he's doing to me would be costly, because he know about when I was talking about him and I being earth angels. But turns out he might be an earth angel, but he's still in his toxic form, because he had asked me, he said, you still don't smoke weed? You damn right, baby, I don't smoke weed. He was trying to see if I still smoke weed so he could get me to smoke with him, and then he was gonna go back and tell the people in the same apartment complex that he now stays in that I stay in. That's why I'm getting up out of there, or at least I'm gonna try to get up out of there. That's what my goal is. But if for some reason they try to make it hard to act like I can't get out of there so easily, then you force me to you force me to deal with certain things on my in my own ways. Because even my family coach told me, oh well, I hope that this such and such company can help you. I was like, oh sure, and you're the family coach. This is exactly why when we were getting gang stalked the first time, I had my other family coach that was a female, that nothing was really getting done, because it's almost like the family coach I had at first back in 2022 was happy about, like, she was like in her, she was sick, like she was, if I got this vibe from her and the things that she said like she can't do to help, is like she was, I don't want to really go into detail about how I picked up on that, but it's like she was enjoying the suffering I was going through, because she saw the house that I was staying in with my dad and them, but that wasn't my house, baby. So I was like, and then it's like she was thinking that it, like these people say, like, it's they mad because you seem like you always get what you want, or some people was just in a delusion thinking, because my parents was living in a nicer neighborhood, that I was spoiled because I didn't pay no rent at one point. I didn't pay no rent because there was a time where I did pay my parents rent to stay there. So instead of paying the rent this time around that I was there back in the beginning till the kind of, yeah, the beginning of 2022, I paid with doing home remodeling around the house, like putting, and I even got a friend of mine, a dude that I was actually dating, to help me come put some cement down in the backyard to extend the patio, and then we fixed the wooden fence and brought it together to give more privacy, and then we painted it up. I painted it on both sides, and then I shoveled some rocks from the front of the gate to the back in the whole yard, and I was doing like work on the inside of the house too, and I was trying to finish it, and my energy is displaced all in that house, and then they try to come against me. They try to do something like Joanne Sims do, when she lets you go swim in her pool so she can energy harvest from the energy of you being in the water. That's why there was a black widow spider over there that didn't move even when I tapped for it to come out. She was doing spell work, because one time I had said something about an altar. I forgot what I said about an altar, and then she started confessing about. She was like, I only have an altar on the east of my house, facing east, and another altar something. And she had this room in her house called Heaven's Portal, but it felt wicked in there. And I remember they tried so hard. Her and her daughter, my cousin Tamara, they were trying to get me to sleep in there, and I felt the spirit moving around in there, and I was like, hell no, I ain't sleeping in this MF. I went and slept in the car, and she know it too. It was around the time where Tamara told me that she was levitating off her bed. I was like, that's all I needed to know. Her, and speaking of that, my cousin Gregory, he's not himself anymore, and I know it has a lot to do with the spell work and witchcraft that this woman was doing. But what can you say? You can't go to the police and say, oh yeah, these, or you can't make a complaint, this person was doing witchcraft on them, that's why they fucked up now, they're not even themselves. That, I don't even know if that's my same cousin no more. He don't even look the same. He's something's wrong with him mentally, and she tried to say it's because he's fucked up from a friend that he lost. But I could tell it's not just that. If that's what it is, it's something else. And something he was telling me about, like, he was saying something and he was doing some little hand gestures, and I remember I was like, oh Lord, Joanne then got to him, because I used to call her Auntie Joanne, because she was the only Caucasian auntie we had. But I felt like the rest of the family, they were against her, but I didn't understand why, because I'm like, y'all Negroes ain't no better with the fussing and stuff. So why y'all against her? And I guess it was just because you know how people say y'all know how the white folks is and blah blah blah. But my uncle got with her, and his marriage wound up being one of those get out situations where she probably had him sink to the floor. I'm lying about that part. Well, I might not be lying, but I meant to say I'm joking about that part. But she did do some things that let me know she's involved in some heavy magic. And one time, part of the reason why she caught herself getting mad at me and throwing clams and shrimp and lobster all over the fish that she cooked. She said, "I'm gonna make the same meal I made for you before." When she made it before, it was just fish, and I told her I was allergic to shellfish. The next time when my family came over, she threw all kind of shellfish on top of the fish that she cooked. She was a wicked woman. And then she got mad because I had spoke something when I realized she was doing witchcraft. Her whole marijuana tree had broke and cracked in half, and part of it was destroyed, and it was because of something I spoke against, the wickedness or something about the altar. And that's how I found out where one of her altars was located, and boy, she was mad about that. I don't blame you, baby, especially if you hate a bee, and plus she black too, and you're Caucasian and whatever German. Little do you know, I'm 15% German, or 14 point something percent German, so that's probably why I can be just as crazy as your ass is. And then yeah, she was upset about that though, because I just used my words and something happened. I didn't even do no ritual, but I wasn't doing nothing evil. I was just speaking, like doing return to sender type stuff, and like saying, using my words to like tear down altars. And that's how I found out where one of her altars, and she had confessed it too. When I sent a text message out saying that to in the family. I started breaking down altars in the family by texting it to a group chat. And I remember one time I actually gave my life back to God, well, to Jesus. And when after I was watching Catherine Crick and Prophetess Maddie Nottage, I had sat down. I said, God, on behalf of my whole family, I asked for forgiveness for our sins and for the wicked altars that they had erected up, and all kind of stuff like that. I'm not going to go into deep detail about what I had said, but I believe that's why God had placed another layer of protection over me. Because I did a double submission. Not only the pact that I made with him about having another child after I had abortions before in the past. It was two, but I had to go back for the other one. But it may have been three. I don't know. It was too soon though, and so yeah, I think that was because something happened with the third time. And I'm sorry to be. I apologize for talking about that for people who are sensitive to that stuff. So I don't want to hurt you guys, and I'm so sorry. But I just want to I apologize to you, and I apologize to God for that too. That's why I asked him for. I got exactly what I asked for, a boy water sign, because I thought he would be easier to raise, and maybe we would have some things in common, and I could have a decent relationship with him, where he will be, at least while he's younger, inclined to be molded by my sort, like some of my thinking that I want him to carry on. Since his dad is not there, maybe I could find a good man in the future to be a wonderful mentor to him, that will teach him the masculine side of stuff, like being an actual physical man. So he can be out there, and like us women know how man should do. Some of us women do know how man should be treated, and probably can raise a man if there's no man around. But statistics are saying stuff about that. But so what are you trying to say? Because I see a man who thinks that men can raise better kids, but his daughters are masculine and they hate him. And they went against him with their mom. So shoot, I don't know what the, the statistics must not be. I was gonna say something else. That's why I was struggling when I was saying but yeah. Anyways, I had my private time with the Most High, talking about different things that I wanted to rectify while I was still alive, and I asked for an extension in my life so that I could carry out some of the things that I'm supposed to do here, and not just be like a selfish person. Not that I was a selfish person, but like I care even more about a larger aspect of humanity than I did before. Because at first I was only caring about kids, but now I have part of my heart is open even towards people like gang stalkers, for them to correct their lives, like saying prayers like for God to help them see the error of their ways so that they can change. But it's hard to say prayers like that for demons. I don't know about them demons. You got to just cast them behinds back to hell or wherever they come from, whatever dimension they come from. Or yeah, get up out of the vessels, because y'all wreaking havoc. That's why I said if I get out of this vessel at some point, I'm gonna wreak havoc that they ain't never see before. So yeah. Anyways, I don't know why I just shared that randomly like that, but hey, somebody must have needed to hear it. It's gonna help somebody somehow, some way. That's what I'm here to do. That's why I'm so open and share so much, because it's not about me. To be honest with you, it's about all of us. Damn. But some of these gang stalking demons just don't, they don't want people to see that. I was going to go into detail, but I'm not to speak on that right now, what I was going to talk about. I just want to keep this light and short. All right, lovely people. Bye bye.